Lately, I've found myself feeling burnt out and frustrated with my day to day existence, at least during the work week. I feel like I wake up, sit down on my computer, complete a bunch of meaningless tasks while staring at a screen for 8 hours, then I go to the gym, eat dinner, go to bed, and repeat for the next 4 days until the weekend comes. The fact that I spend a majority of my time sitting at a computer, sending emails, and doing work is starting to get to me. Does anyone else think that we don't have a quality of life anymore? Like, what's the point of it? Do I really need to spend the next 40 years or 75,000 plus hours of my life doing something where my entire goal is to get people to spend more money on things? I work in marketing, so that's literally what my job is. Hey, you, come buy this thing and spend money. And if you don't think it's worth spending money on, that's fine, because I'm going to spend the next minute explaining why you're wrong and trying to convince you to buy it anyways. And if you don't like it, that's not my fault. Just buy it already. I have a good life, and I really don't have any complaints. I know there are a lot of people who are much worse off than I am, and I'm grateful for the opportunities that I've had. But it all just feels a bit bland at times. Like, my point is to generate economic value for other people, trading my time, and sometimes my sanity, for a salary to pay bills, spend more through lifestyle inflation, and repeat the process. My spending increases as my earnings increase, making me constantly feel as if I need to make more, and always leaving me feeling financially uneasy. But what about the upcoming economic recession? But what about saving for a house? I always need more. Now, I don't want you to worry, I sound down bad, but I promise it's just some loose thoughts that I've had in my head for the last few months and that I want to get out. Let's consider this a video journal. To be clear, I actually like my job. It's pretty cool working in marketing, and being able to express myself through these videos is an awesome thing to experience. And my life outside of work is great too. I have so many things to be grateful for. But as I've gotten older, I do feel like the responsibilities of modern adult life take away a little bit of the beauty in the world. That my brain is so future focused that I miss a lot of the world around me. I mean, think about it. Being a kid is awesome. You sit around, do some dumb stuff, ride bikes with your friends, play video games, go to school, and wait on your parents to do all the things that you don't know how to do. You don't have the stresses and worries of modern adult life. And you can be like me, screaming the lyrics to Learn to Fly by Foo Fighters on Rock Band while your parents are suffering through the worst economic crisis of their lifetimes, trying to figure out how they're going to pay their mortgage this month. But now, you're the one who's worrying about paying your mortgage, or your rent, or your car payment, or your tuition, or your grocery bill. Even if you have the money to pay for all of these things, you still have to manage it and think about it. You have to balance meeting your needs and planning for your long-term future, work up in your career, and basically do everything just a little bit better than you are right now. The freedom to live your life as you want to, the freedom to be like a kid again, is gone because, well, you aren't a kid anymore. And that's just reality. We can't expect to be kids again, and we have to take control of our lives and be held accountable for our decisions because now we're adults. That's just how the world has always worked. But that doesn't mean that you have to hate your life and live only to work. Because let me tell you, there's a big difference between living to work and working to live. And our society has made us think that the first one is our new reality, when we should be focusing more on the second one. Modern working culture is ingrained in our brains basically from the moment we're born. We've been indoctrinated by our economic system, which goes through a lot of effort to ensure that we're the best consumers possible by the time we're economically independent. You go through 12 years of school where the only thing you're ever told is to make good grades, get scholarships, and go to college. You go to college to get the best possible job and make the most money, and then you go into the workforce. But it's not over yet, my friend. By the way, you're just getting started. Once you're in the workforce, you're now told that you need to progress, to climb the ladder, to move to other companies to get promotions, commissions, and build your network. Start your own company, make a bunch of money, and then retire when you're too old to do anything enjoyable with your life. So basically, you go to school to learn the importance of making money, to keep the economic wheels spinning and increase our GDP. And the whole time, this same system is reinforcing the idea that your success is measured solely in the number of dollars that you generate per year. So, with the amazing ladder to climb in front of you, you see how much further you have to go instead of looking down and seeing how far you've come. And because of this, you are living to work, to climb the ladder further instead of working to live. And connecting this full circle, it's causing you to not enjoy your life the way you should, and it's exactly what my issue has been over the last few months. So, how do you fix it? How do you enjoy your life again and live an existence not solely focused on your work and your economic prospects? Well, there's actually a simple answer. Slow down. That's the point of this video, a reminder to slow down. And before we get into it, I want to mention that I just opened a Discord server to build a sense of community here, and we're launching a private members-only Minecraft server for anyone who joins. The community is great, and it's a super chill and supportive place, so check it out if you're interested. And if these videos resonate with you, consider supporting the channel by buying me a coffee or becoming a member in the description below. Members get a sign in my world, a shout out at the end of every future video, exclusive Discord perks, and you'll be able to skip the waitlist to join the Minecraft server, which is currently over 100 people long. You can find the link in the description, and let's get back to our discussion. Now, to start, I'm not going to pretend that we can go back to our childhoods through a nostalgia-baiting video talking about how much better things used to be, because it's not true, and things weren't that much better, you just didn't have to care about them. Did you care about the repercussions of controversial political decisions? Did you care about the wars overseas, or the stock market bubble, or the housing crisis? No, you didn't, because you were a kid and you had Minecraft worlds to build. That's why things felt better to you, because you were living a slow life, fully immersed into what you were doing. Were you thinking about college as an 8-year-old? Were you worried about your savings or getting into the next big investment opportunity when you're in your childhood sports games? Were you worried about how you haven't worked out in 2 weeks and thinking about how much of a scumbag you were for being lazy while you were sitting in math class? You weren't, because you were living a slow life, fully immersed into what you were doing. Yes, there's more happening now and there's more to worry about, but how much of this stuff do you really need to think about during all waking hours of the day? How much of your day is spent thinking in the future, and how much are you spending solely in the present moment? If you're like me, and a lot of other Americans, it's probably mostly in the future. And it's probably what's causing a lot of your mental exhaustion and that lack of beauty that you're noticing in your modern life. I don't actually dislike my job, and I don't really have an issue working 8 hours per day. I mean, my great-grandpa worked 14 hours a day in the oil fields, and he never complained. So if anything, my remote work-from-home computer job is a joke compared to what he did. My issue is the comparison. I'm sure you've heard that comparison is the thief of joy, and it's true. I'm frustrated with my work because I spend most of my working hours thinking about how I wish I made more money, or how I wished I was further ahead in my career path, or how I wished I was working on something bigger and better. I'm so busy living in the future that my present life isn't even in the same dimension anymore. Remember the feeling of summer, the smell in the air, the excitement of sleeping in every day, visiting your friends, going to camp, or an occasional family trip? If you're like me, you probably remember that stuff extremely vividly. You know why? You guessed it, because you were living in the present. If you spent the whole summer stressing about what your plan was going to be when you got back to school the following year, you probably wouldn't remember it the same way. In fact, you probably wouldn't remember it at all. So why are you doing the same thing now? Because of the economic side of things? Because you have bills? If you're feeling like I am, and in a similar way to what I mentioned at the start of this video, I think you should try to slow down. But how exactly do we do that? Well, here's some examples. First of all, you need to stop trying to be hyper-productive. You don't need to do a Duolingo lesson while you're waiting at the doctor's office. You don't need to be switching between your work email, your friend group chat, the news, and a book while you're at the office. You don't need multiple side hustles. You don't need to get to where you're going that quickly, so stop driving so fast. And I especially mean that one, because I swear to God, everybody has gotten so much worse at driving lately. If you agree, let me know in the comments. Anyways, our world has made us think that there's always so much to do, so many places to see, people to meet, and ways to improve, but what's happening around you? Is it really worth getting somewhere faster when you're losing your sanity and becoming stressed over the traffic in your city? When you're developing a hatred for other people who, admittedly, like I said, drive like absolute idiots? But what's the point of arriving somewhere 5 minutes earlier at the sacrifice of your own mental health and happiness? When you walk your dog, why are you in a rush? Like seriously, what is more important right now than getting to spend time with your pet and appreciate the unconditional love that they have for you, than seeing the joy that they experience from their short daily walk? In fact, I think we can learn a lot from dogs. Their whole existence is you. They eat, sleep, and breathe just for the little bit of attention that you give them every day. And you could see the happiness in their eyes when you give them that attention. They have short but amazing lives. Do you think that love and affection for you would be the same if they were simultaneously thinking about how they need to get in better shape, socialize with more dogs, and have puppies before it's too late? No, because that's stupid. All they need is you, in this moment, right now. Yes, we have responsibilities and stresses, and they aren't going to go away. But slowing down and thinking about why you're doing what you're doing will go a long way to help make your life more enjoyable again. But we can go a step further than this. Fitting mindfulness into your current daily routine will help your mental health, but you also need to go out of your way to set aside specific time for this way of thinking. Go on a walk without headphones, without a podcast, and without looking at your phone, and see the world around you. Wave at your neighbors, who you've probably never even noticed. Stop and look at the birds in the pond or the sunset. Notice how the trees are blowing in the wind. Spend some time just sitting and thinking. Have you ever looked at a candle burning and seen how weirdly the fire moves? Why does it do that? Adding intentional time to sit and think is the second crucial step to enjoying your life again. In fact, I'm writing this video at a coffee shop right now, and I sat here for a good 30 minutes staring at the bushes and trying to ignore this guy next to me who's loudly talking on speakerphone about his DJ career before I started writing this video. And that intentionality and bit of slow thinking is what allowed for this video to flow the way that it does. Setting intentional, unproductive thinking time is an extremely valuable way to enjoy your life again. When was the last time you sat quietly in a room without any form of entertainment for more than 10 minutes? If you're like me, I couldn't even tell you the last time I did that. When you have a clear mind, everything is much more enjoyable, and this intentional time will help you to live in the moment and be much, much happier. From here, you'll have more space to think, and you'll realize what you're missing in your life or what you want to do. Do you want more people to spend time with? A romantic partner? A new hobby? Something that brings you joy? Setting aside time to figure out what you want is the first step in getting what you want. But you should also realize that you may not want anything, that there's nothing better than what's in front of you right now. And finally, you should really find a way to connect with nature at least a little bit. I'm not saying you should go walk through the woods or go camping every day, but sit in the grass, look at the squirrels, admire the sunset or the waves, and spend time outside. It's not natural for us to spend so much time indoors with artificial light, and combining nature with your intentional time that I mentioned earlier is the best way to really clear your mind and enjoy your life again. Look at how far you've come, how much better you are compared to this time last year or 2 years ago, and be happy about that progress. Stop paying so much attention to what you still have left to do, and you'll instantly feel at ease. Then, those 8 hours of work per day won't feel so bad, and things will turn around pretty quickly. What are your thoughts on all of this? Do you agree that slowing down is the biggest part of enjoying your life again, or am I missing something important? Let's talk about it in the comments or over on the Discord server, which again will be linked in the description. This video is a little different than the usual ones, and I consider it to be more of a video journal where I share what I'm thinking about or how I'm feeling, so let me know if you like this style or not. And I want to give a huge shout out to our newest monthly supporters, Baz, Concrete Block, and Colin. People like you are how this passion project is possible, and the support genuinely goes a long way. I added all of you to the world on my new sign wall. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and we will talk again soon.